What is happening, everybody? Welcome to the Sean B. Show live stream. It's been a while, I know, but here we are again. And, there's been a lot of work going on here, okay? For those of you watching live, there's been a ton of work. What's up, Dusty Rhodes? How you doing, my dude? Out there in South Carolina, hopefully killing it. So live stream's back. Podcast coming back. Lots to talk about today. I'll tell you what, there's not much of a better time in sports to return to podcasting the Sean B. Show. A lot of stuff going on. You might find that the format will be kind of ever evolving as I have kind of made the decision to maybe not just quote unquote stick to sports. Not necessarily meaning anything crazy is going to happen. Like I'm not fucking Ben Shapiro over here, any shit like that. But so excited to relaunch the podcast again. Of course, all the episodes that we've done previously are still available on Spotify and iTunes, as will these new episodes be available on Spotify and iTunes. And as I take my final preparations here to start the podcast, I want to just welcome everybody into the live stream. It's been a while. I'm excited. So without further ado, we'll get ourselves ready here. And we'll go ahead and start this podcast. Volume levels are good. Life's looking good. All right. Let's stop talking and, start talking. Here we go. You're listening to the Sean B. Show on Second String Media. Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Sean B. Show. The podcast is back after a long hiatus, okay? Haven't podcasted since championship week in the National Football League. Of course, we know that's been a while. We know how that worked out. But back after quite a lengthy hiatus. Lots of reasons for that going on. A lot going on with Second String Media and kind of evolving the entire scope of our product that we're putting out of this particular studio. And that's going to keep changing and keep evolving and keep kind of doing what it does. Second String Media now, Second String Media LLC. And lots happening, man. A lot of exciting stuff happening. I'm really excited to see what this new company now will accomplish in the coming future. I'm stoked. The sky's the limit. Of course, no matter what, me and everyone else involved in anything that goes on in here, of course, just hoping to enjoy the journey. And that's what's been going on. An entire infrastructure of a whole new business being set up. Of course, Mind Snacks and Burroughs Applesauce not coming to any kind of halts. But the Sean B. Show kind of took a back seat for a little while as I set up basically the infrastructure of what happens now and what happens moving forward out of this particular studio. Couple of things. Merchandise available now, okay? We've got an Etsy store for Second String Media. Just got that guy launched last week. It's pretty exciting. If you go to secondstringmedia.net, click on the banner that says Second String Media Shop. It's a blue banner at the top of the page there. That'll direct you to our Etsy store, or there'll be a link in there that will direct you to our Etsy store. There's Mind Snacks merchandise in there right now. We're going to get some more things rolling downhill as that store kind of grows and evolves. So, yeah, that's all the exciting things that are going on, man. It's just, it's been a whirlwind. It's been, I say difficult to get rolling, but definitely got it rolling and now ready to start talking into microphones as the main focus of what happens in here again. Good timing to do so. Okay. Lots to talk about. All kinds of cool stuff to talk about. I'm going to play a clip and I want you to tell me that this is not going to be the best story of 2023. So check this out.
The fairy tale story Gets better. A home run. A home run for Michael Block.
I didn't go and did it. Ran in the hole. No way. Roy, did it go in?
So you go ahead and tell me that this whole Michael Block thing is not going to be one of the best stories of the year. It's only May. Lots of times for other great stories to come out. But when we talk about at the end of the year, what great things happened in 2023, this past weekend at the PGA, this Michael Block story got to be up there near the top of the list. Michael Block, 46-year-old PGA professional, teaches the game of golf, a golf instructor and club pro at Arroyo Trabuco Golf Club in Southern California. Finished top 20 in the national championships. Okay. Got an opportunity to go and play in the PGA championship. That alone right there is exciting for anybody. And I think that the appeal to this Michael Block story is this is a regular guy. Now, he's a regular guy who's very good at golf. Okay? Like, it's not like some rando, that I play with on Thursdays or whatever is made a wave in the PGA championships, okay? But for the most part, 46-year-old dad, regular guy, not a tour card holding golfer, just Michael Block, golf instructor, PGA professional from Arroyo Trabuco Golf Club in Southern California. Listen, without the hole-in-one, because that's what you just heard. You just heard his hole-in-one on Sunday on 15. But without the hole-in-one, this guy goes in, shoots 70 and 70 in round 1 and 2, makes the cut. Okay? So in a weekend for this guy that was already going to be amazing, then he goes and makes the fucking cut. Shoots another 70 on Saturday. Shoots another 70 on Saturday. Comes into Sunday, tied for 8th. Gets paired with fucking Rory McIlroy. All right? Now, here's a regular guy. 46-year-old golf instructor from Southern California. Regular guy. Now they're telling him on Sunday he's paired with fucking Rory McIlroy. And the guy's clearly starstruck. Like, there's a TikTok video out there where they're telling him, hey, you're paired with Rory. And this dude is just like, what in the fuck is happening in my life? It's a fucking fairy tale. It's amazing stuff. You love to see it. You love to see this stuff. Because the reality of Michael Block is, if you watch the tournament at all, or at least follow the TikToks at all, the guy's spectacular. Okay? He's got just a great energy around him. He's a likable person. Everything about him that we have seen on TV or in front of a camera or on a microphone has just been phenomenal. Just a phenomenal human being. So you love to see it for a guy like that. Goes in on Sunday, bangs out a 71. Okay, it's 1 over. Ties himself for 15th in the tournament. Tied for 15th in the PGA Championship. This is a guy who's teaching golf lessons, mind you. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend, like I said, like he's like some regular Joe Blow golf instructor. Like, he's a PGA professional. He's very good at golf. Very good at golf, and tour card holding PGA guy, 200 of them, give or take, in the fucking world. Very different. There's 29,000 PGA professionals. There's 200 tour card holders, roughly, give or take. This guy's up there chumming it up and hanging with the best in the world at the PGA Championships, a major. Finishes tied for 15th. Gets himself a check for $288,333. Life-changing money for some. A lot of those tour card holder guys would call a 15th place finish a letdown. Not this guy, not Michael Block. Michael Block is stoked. The tears that ran from this guy's eyes throughout the weekend just showed you the humility of the acknowledgement of the position he's in. It was absolutely fantastic to see. They have a TikTok video out there where he's being recorded getting a phone call and being invited to the Charles Schwab Challenge this coming weekend. Just an amazing, amazing golf story. And like I said, at the end of this year, when we recap 2023, if I don't stop getting W's and R's mixed up, I swear to God. When we recap 2023, we will talk about this Michael Block story, the weekend he had, and again, the sky's the limit, right? Like the guy's on the radar now. The whole world knows who he is now, at least the golf world does. Who knows what's going to happen, what's going to come rolling down the hill from this. But an individual who took an opportunity to be there with the biggest, to get the exposure that the biggest guys get. And absolutely, this hole-in-one on 15 was a slam dunk. All right? It's like, I'm going to hit this golf ball, and it's going to come down exactly in that spot. There was no bounce and roll. There was none of that shit. It dropped straight into the fucking hole. He couldn't believe it. Rory McIlroy turns to you on a tee bed and says, and hugs you and says, you just hit a hole in one. What the fuck? And the reaction that you get from people like me, regular ass people, is the same reaction that this guy's feeling on this tee bed because, again, he's a 46-year-old golf instructor from Southern California. He's a regular guy. He's got a family. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a really cool thing to have been able to witness. TikTok is all over it. Lots of cool videos out there of him just accomplishing this and being there and living in that moment and saying and reiterating over and over, I am going to continue to live in this moment. I am not taking anything that is happening around me for granted right now. It's an awesome story. Hope he has success, but I love seeing the PGA higher-ups watching a live golfer take home the trophy. Of course. And a lot of people are rooting for that. A lot of people are rooting for that. A lot of people are rooting for that. A lot of people upset with these live golfers. They don't love it. That could be me. Hell no. Hell no. This guy's out there banging out 70s. I don't know if you've ever played golf with me. Most of you haven't because I don't play a whole lot. But if I shoot in the 90s, if my score dips down and starts with a 9, all right, that's a great fucking day for me, okay? It's like 26 over par. But if I get my score into the 90s, you tell me at the end of the day, my card says 95, 96, I'm elated with that shit. Because I'm about 100 guy. 100, 110. I'm not good at golf. I enjoy golf. I enjoy the camaraderie with the people I play golf with. Just a little hard work. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because here to tell you, I feel like I can get a lot of club head speed. What happens when you have a whole lot of club head speed and no fucking idea what you're doing is you put this awkward ass spin on it. And typically for a guy like me, who's a right-hander, is going to send a ball about 90 degrees to the right. It's going to start off coming off hot, looking good. Then it's going to get into the air a little bit and it's floating and you're like, all right, not quite the right spin. Then all of a sudden it takes a hard right turn directly for the next fucking county over. That is what playing golf with me is like. I'm one of those guys who most people like line up directly straight to where they want the ball to go. Nuh-uh, not me. Hell no. I'm turning my body about 45 degrees to the left. I look like I'm hitting toward the trees. I'm hitting toward the road, whatever it is over there. And I smack a golf ball and it looks like it's headed straight for the fucking trees. And all of a sudden it just kind of turns down the tree line and I'm shooting from the rough over on the left side. That's my golf game. Now, short game, not bad. All right, not bad short game. I go to par 3, and I'm in the 60s at par 3, which isn't quite as much over par. It's, I can go to par 3 pretty regularly and be, I don't know, 10 over. Play a little better than bogey golf at par 3. That's 18 holes of par 3 golfing. Not a driver in sight. I use my hybrid club on one hole at par 3. It's 175 yarder. There's a lagoon on the left. I don't want to hit that shit. You get me on par 3, I can compete with other shitty golfers. But you take me to a big course where I gotta grab a driver. No, bub. No, but it's going to be a long day. I'm going to pick up a few things. I'm going to pick up a few balls. I'm going to say, I got no shot here. I'm going to leave a few balls in the woods because I ain't getting in that shit. Like, that's not what I'm doing. I'm playing my golf today. You tell me that's a 2-stroke penalty? Fine. I was going to hit those two strokes anyway. Might as well save my shoulders the effort of the swing. I'm not good at golf. I want to be because I know a lot of people that are good at golf. I know a lot of people that can smack a golf ball 320 off the tee with ease. I want to be those people. I feel like I'm stronger than those people. But there's so much to this stupid fucking game that Michael Block has clearly figured out and teaches people. That's what I need. I need to just go to Southern California, pay whatever money it is. The place is called Arroyo Trabuco. It sounds fucking expensive to get golf lessons from a PGA professional. Sounds expensive. That's what I need, though. Challenge you to a par 3 round for lunch at Ziggy's. Okay. All right. All right, Jimmy, you're on. You're on. I don't know when I'll be able to build that in because I spend so much time out here, so much time at home, so much time on the bicycle, but we'll build it in. Hell yeah. Because I can par 3. I want to talk shit on camera and then go to par 3 and shoot an 80. You know what? Fuck it. Speaking of golf challenges, the gentleman from the Mind Snacks podcast and the gentleman from the Burroughs Applesauce podcast will be having a golf scramble challenge, 2-man scramble, 1v1, mono v mono v mono v mono. The two of us, the two of them, having a golf scramble. I'm not biased, okay? I produce the Burroughs Applesauce podcast, but that is Mike and D all the way. Those two guys want a piece of me and Tyler me. Here's the thing. Derek just started playing. I suck. Mike's pretty good. Tyler's pretty good. It should be an even matchup. We'll see how that goes. That's coming up. We're going to make a video on that. It's going to be a fun video. It's going to be a great day. Probably going to be somewhere like Clifty so we can wear cutoff T-shirts and bring our own shit. That's happening. That's coming down the pipeline. That video is coming. All right, Jimmy. Night golf. I've heard night golf is amazing. Keldon in the comments. What's up, Keldon? Night golf is the absolute best. I've heard that. I've heard like you got like the glow in the dark balls and there's some light on the course, but not a lot of light. Or is there no light at all and you're just hitting a glow in the dark ball and praying you fucking find it? I don't know. I've never done night golf, but it sounds awesome. I want to do night golf. Really, really bad. Lots to talk about today. Okay, this Michael Block story, though, man. God, I am watching TikToks on this guy, and I'm in tears. I'm in literal tears watching Michael Block just become an overnight celebrity at the PGA. Just chumming it up with the big boys. Brooks Koepka, okay, gives him a hug, says you're buying drinks, right? How fucking awesome would that feel? Okay, because the one thing you can say about Michael Block is that the guy fucking loves golf. The guy probably looks up to a lot of these guys. Brooks Koepka walks by you. He's on his like, I'm the fucking champion run. Walks by you, gives you a hug, says, you're buying drinks, right? I hear you're buying drinks. What a fucking moment. Like, I would kill for a moment like that with, I don't know, what do I dream about? Podcasting? Fucking Joe Rogan's like, hey, man, heard your pod. I'm like, no, you fucking didn't. You don't know me, but I will buy you drinks, Joe. I will buy you drinks. I need some of that Spotify time, Joe. I'm on Spotify, too. They just don't pay for it. Oh, man. Lots to talk about, though. The NBA Conference Finals Some LeBron maybe news. Okay. I saw the notification this morning. I got to be honest. I don't know if it was just a question he was asked and that's how he felt like he had to respond. LeBron James says he would consider retirement. And he's got to, right? Like he's up there. But the interview, I'll quote this. When you say you got to think about stuff, what thread should we be pulling on that? He says, if I want to continue to play. Guy says next year. And I want to not miscite this. This was an interview with ESPN. I don't know right offhand. I don't see right offhand who he was speaking to, but says if I wanted to continue to play, and they said, as in next year, he said, yeah. Said, you would walk away? He said, I got to think about it. He's 38 years old. Just wrapped up another season. Last night was an absolute stud. Put the Lakers on his back last night. Wasn't quite enough. I saw a lot of commentary back and forth about, well, you know, if he wants to be in the GOAT talk, he needs to be able to finish that job and not get swept in the conference finals. Listen, I appreciate people saying that because I do believe that Michael Jordan's the greatest of all time. I don't want to start that debate, but I appreciate people saying that. This kind of stuff never happened to Jordan. But I'm going to say this. We'll just dive into this basketball game that happened right now. First of all, LeBron James is not retiring. You can write that down. LeBron James is going nowhere. This is a guy who had 40 points, 10 boards, 9 dimes last night. Now, if you want to ride off into the sunset, getting swept in the Western Conference Finals is probably not the way you want to do it. But if you wanted to say, my last game, I put up 40, 10 boards, 9 dimes, double-double, almost a triple-double. Okay, fine. That's one way to go out. They lost by 2 last night. Very close game. They had a huge halftime lead. That was what surprised me. I thought, no way the Lake Show loses this. They had a giant halftime lead last night. They were up 73-58 at the half. 15-point lead going into the second half. LeBron James had 31 in the first half. He's playing like an animal. Lights out. Had himself a night in the first half. But listen to me when I tell you this. And I said this very early on. And I've had friends who also said this early on. The Nuggets are coming. This team is very, very good. Okay? And it's not just Joker. It's not just Joker. Okay, Jamal Murray, very, very good. Scores the basketball. Better than Joker, in my opinion. But listen to what I tell you when I tell you Nikola Jokic's numbers from this series. These are his averages over 4 games against the Los Angeles Lakers. 27.8 points per game. 14.5 rebounds per game. 11.8 assists per game. Now, we've seen guys average triple-doubles before, so it's not overly mind-blowing. We're not breaking new ground here. But this is a big, and even though I believe Jamal Murray to be the best scorer on this team, I think it's set up that way. Because this offense runs through Nikola Jokic. It runs through it. He's the guy setting shit up. He's the guy getting the dimes. If he has to take the shot, he will. And when he takes the shot, it's going to be this beautiful fucking thing that like floats over the fucking horizon. Okay? When he shoots the basketball, it looks so fucking smooth. I am very, very glad that he's having the playoffs he's having. I felt like he got dissed on the MVP award. Not that he cares too much about that, but I mean, there's incentive for that, so I'm sure he cares a little. Anybody who's watched the playoffs and still thinks Joel Embiid was the MVP and not Nikola Jokic. Let's not even talk about Jason Tatum. We will here in a minute. This guy, it's unbelievable to watch. 27, 14, and 11 averages in a conference finals. Listening at work, won't be able to comment. That's really strange that you say that, Miles, in the live comments, because you just commented. So I don't know what he means by that. Listening at work, won't be able to comment. Yet he said it in the comments. Of course, the live stream on the Sean B Show is live on Facebook at the Sean B Show Facebook page and at youtube.com/@Sean B Show. That's where you can see the live stream. Of course, if you're listening on the podcast, you've already figured out where to listen on the podcast. Okay, iTunes, Spotify. I haven't heard from Google Podcasts anything in a while. Pretty sure we're still there on Google Podcasts, but I know for a fact we're on Spotify and iTunes, which is where most people get their podcasts anyway. So we're there. We're in the places we need to be. You Android people can be like Spotify rules. You iPhone people can be like iTunes for life. Either one of you can go ahead and get this. I'm an iPhone guy now. I was converted, but I still use Spotify. So like I'm double good. All right, I'm covered no matter what. I can get whatever I need. iTunes, Spotify, doesn't matter. I'm there. I got this. Aaron Gordon, also a stud in this series. I thought he played great as a supporting actor. Michael Porter Jr. had a great series, another double-double last night. Had a double-double in game 2. But Nikola Jokic is doing things you just don't see it, right? Because it's like he's not even trying. It's like the offense is just set up this way. He's not out there. Like Russell Westbrook, when he had his year of getting all those triple doubles and a year comparable to Oscar Robertson's big year, like it was almost like he was making an effort to get triple doubles. Joker's damn near got a triple double in the first half of some of these games, and it's just flawless. Watching the man play basketball is almost flawless. There's no way that you can argue with me that he's not the best player in the NBA. You know, it was LeBron for a long time. It was KD for a little bit. Joker is at the top of his game and the top of the basketball world. There's arguments to be made. Jason Tatum looks good. Joel Embiid's very good. I'm not saying Joel Embiid is not good at basketball. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is there's a guy in Denver that's absolutely murdering the game. Murdering the game. Nikola Jokic is killing the game of basketball. They're going to the finals. The Nuggets are going to the finals. The question of who are we going to play is damn near answered by maybe the biggest surprise of the playoff. I mean, definitely the biggest surprise of the playoffs. But the 8th-seeded Miami Heat, they battled through a play-in tournament to get where they are. They battle with the Knicks the last round. Now they're here with the Celtics. They're dominating Boston. These games aren't even close. I mean, game 3, 128-102. Miami led by 30 for most of the second half. What pissed me off about this game, I'm watching game 3 the other night. Of course, I've got a same game parlay, and it looked pretty good. But the Celtics quit at the start of the fourth quarter. Nobody played. Nobody played. At the start of the fourth quarter, nobody played. They were done. They gave up. Now, you can argue that the strategy there is, fuck it. We're not gonna make up 30 points here. Let's just get these guys not hurt, keep them fresh. We got to do this again a couple nights from now. Tonight, Eastern Conference Finals, Game 4, Miami leading Boston 3-0. Not looking good for Boston. But I battle back and forth with how I felt about the Celtics just pulling everybody the other night. They just pulled everyone. I can't stress enough. Like, when you're an athlete, you want to be out there. That feeling goes through every athlete at every level. Nope, there isn't an athlete in the world that wants to be on the bench, with the exception of these guys that take days off. Like, so to start the fourth quarter way down, looking already defeated, and then you've got a ton of reserves on the floor. On the floor. Peyton Pritchard scored 12 points. Luke Cornett had 11 and 4 boards. Like, this fourth quarter was it was hard to watch. You know, the Heat left Max Struss on the floor with Kyle Lowry. Cody Zeller got big minutes in this game because they were just done. They were just done. When did Cody Zeller get so old, by the way? And I don't mean that as derogatory. I mean, he's got the hair. He's got the hair of a 50-year-old. I would like to see Cody Zeller and Oladipo get a ring. I think that'd be pretty cool. Looks like they're going to get the opportunity. Okay, not a lot of teams. In fact, I believe 0 in history. Come back from 3-0. Not 0 in history. Was that 3-0 or 3-1? I don't have that in front of me. I should have probably had that information ready, considering we have 2 teams that are down. Well, we had a team down 3-0 last night and they lost. But did that Cavaliers team, did they come back from 3-0? I can't remember. If somebody in the live comments wants to help me out there. Did they come back from 3-0 to win that championship, or was it 3-1? I think it was a 3-1 deficit. But, yeah, guilty of not having that information in front of me. I don't think a 3-0 deficit has ever been overcome in the NBA. I don't think. Either way, the Boston Celtics have an uphill climb. They've got the roster to do it. It's actually kind of absurd. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have played such a good brand of basketball throughout this entire playoffs. Like, you kind of just have to guess which one of them is going to be the stud that night. Their supporting cast, Derek White's been really good. Marcus Smart has been, to me, steps ahead of where he should be. Al Horford, the old guy, the 36-year-old, still out there doing things. So this Celtics team, Keldon says, even the guy selling popcorn scored against the Celtics. They put him in. Okay? Mike Muscala, 3 points and 2 boards. Boston played 12 guys. Everybody got to play. You're up by 30 going into the fourth quarter. Or down by 30 going into the fourth quarter. You just sit your starters. You're just like, I'm done with this. I think Marcus Smart played a little bit in the fourth quarter, but that's it. And I was so close to my parlay in this game, I was looking at it and I said, this is all still in the realm of possibility. But I needed some more production from Jaylen Brown and Al Horford. And they didn't play. They didn't play. So maybe a little biased that I was kind of burned in my parlay by the Celtics benching everybody. But the reality is, it was kind of embarrassing. Fourth quarter, this is the Eastern Conference Finals. This isn't a regular season game. Fourth quarter of the East Finals, you're about to go down 3-0. There's 12 minutes of basketball left to be played. And we just quit. So I cannot imagine how the Celtics faithful felt about that. I know how I would have felt about that if it were the Pacers or the team that I followed that just quit. I cannot imagine how they felt, because I know how I felt just as a guy who watches basketball. I was just like, they quit. They fucking quit. Game 4 tonight in Miami. Miami leads 3-0. This is going to be an uphill climb. The question is, there's a part of me that wants to put every ounce of money that I have on Boston that they won't get swept. by the 8-seeded Heat. I want to put almost everything on Boston tonight. Now, Boston is an underdog tonight. Last I checked, Boston is the underdog tonight, and they should be. They're down 3-0. They're in Miami. Yeah, Boston's a 1.5-point dog. It's plus 100 for them to win, so you're not getting great odds if you bet the Celtics on the money line. But this is a series that, and again, the over has been the easy thing to hit in this series. The over has been, they've gotten to 230 in game 3. I think they got to like 239 in game 2. Yet the over is still at 216.5. That to me is the best bet on the board if you're looking at Celtics Heat. I like player prop parlays, so we're going to dive in and see what we've got available to us tonight. Because player prop parlays are fun. I like it. It's a lot of good times. So tonight's points, we've got, I see Horford at 6.5. His over-under on scoring is 6.5. He had 8 the other night. Didn't even play the fucking most of the second half. Jaylen Brown's at 23.5. Also love that. Jason Tatum at 29.5. Do not love that. Assist totals here. I've been going with Horford assists at over 2.5 because that's where it's been, over 2.5. But he's just not getting there, so I'll probably get away from that. Jaylen Brown over 3.5 assists. Of course, these guys just didn't play. Marcus Smart is over 5.5 assists, and that's probably the one I like the best when you talk about assist totals. In Boston, Gabe Vincent had a breakout night the other night. Great times. Max Struss over 0.5 assists. Surely to God he'll pass to a three-pointer or pass to a jump shot. 0.5 assists. Now it's minus 244, so you're not getting the best odds, but man, oh man. Let's get into these rebound totals, though. This is the one I like. I like Jimmy Butler rebounds. Has been great. He's over 7.5 tonight is his number. That's not a great number. I like him right around 6 or 7. So, and of course, it pays plus 114. But, you look at Jimmy Buckets, game 3. It's 16, 8 boards. They move that number up on his rebounds. I don't love that. I'll stay away from that. Bam Bam to get over 10 or over 9.5 rebounds is still plus 102. So I'm going with another guy when it comes to rebounds. Let's see here. Kyle Lowry at 3.5. I know he comes off the bench, but he plays a lot of minutes. 3.5. I don't like any of these rebounds. I've been doing Jimmy Butler rebounds because they've been around 5.5 or 6.5. I don't like it up at 7.5. I don't like betting that Jimmy Butler is going to get 8 boards. Jaylen Brown over 6.5 rebounds. That's been my play for this series is Jaylen Brown's rebounds, but they bumped it up. He had 6 in game 3. Now we're over 6.5 in game 4. Ugh. They have made this difficult. I like Jaylen Brown's point total at 23.5. Again, I like the over on this game just as it lays at 216.5. Let's take a look here. So in game 3, we're at 230. Let's have a look at game 2. At game 2, we're at 116. That was game 2. So game 1, we're at 241. Or no, 239. So 216, that's almost seems easy to me. So take the Celtics Heat game over 216.5 for minus 110. You might even bump that up and get odds on it. I don't see a low scoring affair. I see Miami being Miami and scoring points like they have all series. I see Boston fighting for their fucking lives and hopefully shooting better than they did in the third quarter Sunday night. That's what I see. Game 4 is tonight. Celtics at Heat, 8:30 p.m. Of course, it's not tonight if you're listening to the podcast on any other day than Tuesday. But, yeah, Celtics Heat, Game 4. The finals will be built at some point. Who will play Denver? Denver's big, huge Celtics fans right now. Let's get some rest, okay? Maybe Celtics run this back to 3-3. Maybe the Celtics force a Game 7. That gives Denver like a week and a half of rest. It's unreal. Do I think LeBron James can retire with all this happening? I think, and again, I'm just going to put this on paper now. LeBron won't retire this year. He won't. I would have bought into all that stuff like LeBron will wait till his son gets into the NBA if he ever gets there. But I don't think LeBron retires this year. There's obviously gas left in the tank. LeBron put up great numbers. He broke the all-time scoring record. What I do think will influence his decision is what the Lakers do to build on what they already have. I think he'll want to make a championship run next year, obviously. So I don't think he retires if he feels like the Lakers can win a championship next year. And that's fair. If he sees the Lakers going down a downward spiral, like to no championships, I don't know what else he has to prove. So we shall see what LeBron chooses to do. Won his last title in the bubble. Lakers mostly disappointing directly after that. Of course, this year had a good year all the way to the West Finals, but this Denver team is, I don't know. Here's the thing. When you think about both matchups, potential matchups for the NBA Finals, can the Heat handle Nikola Jokic? No. Can the Celtics? No. These guys don't have anybody that can guard him. I thought the Lakers had the best chance with Anthony Davis. And it's just, this guy's going to run this offense. He's going to do everything that they ask him to do. He's going to do it smooth as silk. This guy's so good. Now, what you're going to hear a lot of is this LeBron retirement talk. And just let me be the one to say right now, and I'm sure they're saying it on other sports podcasts and on other sports networks, LeBron's not going to retire this year. He's just not. So that's what I'll say. LeBron's not going anywhere. Don't worry about it. No, he's not. Period. I don't talk a lot of hockey. I don't know a whole lot about hockey, but I do know there's an amazing story in the hockey world right now, and that's the Florida Panthers. The Florida Panthers, another 8 seed in their conference from the Miami area, that is now a game away from the Stanley Cup Finals. The Florida Panthers again beating the Carolina Hurricanes last night in a 1-0 game. 1-0. Like, I don't know that hockey can be boring because there's so many things about hockey that go on in the course of a game. But 1-0. Canes getting swept. I don't know. Panthers look poised. Defensively, they've been great. They've given up 3 goals in the series. Defensively, they've been great. The Florida Panthers, are they headed to the Stanley Cup Finals? Golden Knights are up 2-0 on the Stars. We're going to have a Florida-Vegas meetup in the Stanley Cup Finals. Everybody loves VGK. Look, if I had to pick a hockey team at this point, it would be the Vegas Golden Knights. I don't have a hockey team that I'm a fan of. I don't. A lot of friends of mine are Blackhawks fans. Dusty Rhodes in the comments is a Blackhawks fan. But much love for the Golden Knights out there in Vegas, one of my favorite places on the planet. Speaking of sports in Vegas, the A's are going to go to Vegas. That's becoming a sports town. Look, and as somebody who has gone to Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, I will tell you that every city should do sports like Vegas does. They don't all have that capability. Vegas is a tourist town. Their stadiums are tourist spots. When I went to Allegiant Stadium, it wasn't like this massive influx of Raider fans, local guys, Raider fans. Okay? It's a tourist stadium, and it was fucking awesome. Okay? It was awesome. I want everybody to do sports like Vegas does. I want Indianapolis to do sports like Vegas does. Let's seek to entertain. And it's not a bad idea. Like, you're drawing in all these casual fans. Don't tell me there aren't casual sports fans all over the world. They're not just traveling to Vegas. If you told me I could have an Allegiant Stadium experience at every stadium in the country, I'd go to this, and I do this a lot anyway, so it's kind of not a fair thing to say, but I'd go to that stadium when I was in that city. I'd be like, I'm going to catch a game. The Golden Knights do it. The Raiders do it. The A's are about to become relevant because they do it. They got high school baseball games selling more tickets than they do. Oakland doesn't love them. And it's a lot of production on the field. I get that. They're upset with the production on the field. But I don't think that's an excuse. Because if you want to talk about being upset about production on the field, try having your team not win a championship for 108 fucking years. But guess what field was guess what was packed every game day? Wrigley Field. Guess what you'd walk up to on a Thursday day game and it literally looked like the outside of an NFL stadium with all the celebration and shit. Every day is game day. Wrigley Field, the Cubs are historically bad. We had 4 good years there. 15, 16, 17, 18. Those years where you could get excited about a Cubs potential run. 16, they made the run. They completed the run. Other than that, in recent history, the Cubs are historically bad. Still filling the place, packing the place. Do you know why? It's because it's an experience outside of baseball. Now, it's a different experience than you'll get in Vegas. You don't get all the historical kind of, graffiti and fun with it. But in Vegas, it's an experience. Going to Allegiant Stadium is an experience. And more places have to use what they have to create that experience. So that even if you go to a lot of the big fans, the rah-rah fans, guy like me, if I went to a Colts game, had a great experience, but the Colts still lost, I'd be pissed. But there's not a lot of fans like that. Most of your casual fans are going to go. They're going to experience today. They're going to have a great time. Lucas Oil Stadium is a great experience. One of the best in the NFL. Every stadium needs to create that experience. The NHL about to get a Florida Panthers, Vegas Golden Knights Stanley Cup final. Now, I'm not counting the Stars out, not counting the Canes out. The Canes are down 3-0. That's going to be a hill. We'll figure out that tomorrow in Miami. Golden Knights on the road. Complete maybe another sweep. 2 sweeps in the conference finals. That's not what you want. Morel is a monster lately when you talk about Cubs baseball. Morel is a monster. I tell you what sucks about Cubs baseball is the month of May 2023. Cubs are awful right now. No bullpen to speak of. And honestly, it's almost like we can't catch a break. That's the problem. We can't just catch a break. I mean, you just keep falling and falling and falling further below 500. There's 6 games below 500 at this current juncture. The good news about the division we're in, we're still in 3rd place. Half a game ahead of the Cardinals and the Reds. Cardinals are on the way back up. They've won 7 of their last 10. Anybody who thought the Cardinals were going to stay down all year is insane. The Cardinals will eventually be in the conversation for the NL Central title. As bad of a start as they had, they are only 5 games out because this division is bad. Let's compare it to other divisions. All right? The Brewers lead the division, tied with the Pirates with a 25-22 record. Now the Twins are a half a game behind the Brewers with a 25-23 record. So what we can certainly say is that Central divisions suck. That's what we can say. The Tampa Bay Rays can coast a while. The Orioles are on their heels, but they're the Orioles. Let's face it. Are the Yankees and the Red Sox going to miss the playoffs? That's a fun narrative to talk about. I don't think it's true. I think the Yankees are eventually going to overcome at least Baltimore. Tampa Bay's really good, though. A lot of hitters on that team. I like Randy Arozarena because I like to say his name. The Rays are 35-14. The Orioles in second place, 31-16. The Yankees in third place, 29-20. Third place in the division, 9 games above 500. The Red Sox are 26-22. Fourth place in the division, 4 games above 500. The Blue Jays are 25-23. The Blue Jays in last place of the American League East have almost a similar record as the Brewers, first place in the National League Central. The Cubs go to Toronto in August, and my wife saw on TikTok the other day a hotel at Rogers Center where the Blue Jays play, where you can rent the rooms that you open up your balcony, and it's literally like a suite view right out to the ballpark. Open up your balcony. It's like having a way high up ballpark seat. We saw the views. The views of the game are good. You can watch the game from right there. Part of the ballpark experience. It's like an $1,100 room to rent. But I will take it if I can get there for Cubs Blue Jays. So I might be headed to Canada in August. Sarah saw that. She was like, check out this ballpark hotel view. Like, it's not like you're at a balcony across the street and can see down in. You open up your balcony and you're basically in the fucking ballpark. Now, there's no way from your balcony to get access into the ballpark. You can only buy peanuts from that balcony if the peanut guy has a good arm. But it's a great view. And honestly, it'd be an experience of a lifetime. I saw it on TikTok. My wife does that a lot where she gets these ideas from TikTok and she's like, here we go. Why not try this? I'm like, well, that's Santorini and that costs money. Like, I saw Greece on TikTok too. But this one, I loved it. Right there in Toronto, about an 11-hour drive. Rent a hotel room for a lot of money is not something I'm above. I don't like to pay for hotel rooms at all. But I've got no gambling spots in Toronto. If I ever go to Toronto, I'm going to have to pay for a hotel room anyway. Might as well pay for a ballpark experience. So that may be coming in August. I swear to you, I hope that hotel has good Wi-Fi. I'll do a podcast right there from the fucking game. I will. Hotel probably doesn't have good enough Wi-Fi, but you know, it's a fun thought. It's a nice thought. Oh my goodness. The Sean B Show is back strong as ever. Great time of year to talk about sports. I'm going to continue talking about this Michael Block guy, see what he does in the coming future to kind of build on this like overnight success, right? To continue to build on what he has created just by being a good human. All right. I really like this. I really, really enjoyed watching this all weekend. And it's been great. The NBA Conference Finals maybe coming to an end tonight. Is Miami going to finish the job at home? Finish the sweep of the Celtics at home? Celtics, a lot of people thought the Celtics were going to win it all. This was their year. They're poised. When you watch Denver in these playoffs, nobody's going to beat them. Nobody's going to beat them. And they were like 4th or 5th in odds betting at the start of the playoffs. And then even through a few games of the playoffs. I'm like, who's going to beat them? Who's going to stop Joker from doing what he does? When all your focus is on Jokic because the guy gets a triple-double in his fucking sleep, it's like, oh, hey, there's my friend Jamal out there. Jamal Murray can score the basketball. He's going to put up 30 while I just ho-hum have a triple-double. It's fun to watch. But we're going to see what happens tonight with Miami and Boston. See if we get the NBA Finals built. NHL Stanley Cup Finals on their way to being built. We're gonna keep an eye on our Chicago Cubs. But reality is, God, this team just has they've won 3 of their last 10. I had to say that in a positive light. Like normally would say they've lost 7 of their last 10. Now they've won 3 of their last 10. And people say all the time in baseball, 3 out of 10 is great. That's only hitting. That's not winning games. Anyway, guys, it's been the Sean B Show. I hope you've had a great time listening to me. I've had a great time talking to you. It's been a real good time. Couple shout outs real quick before I go. Edge Construction, the masters of the construction industry. Make sure you give them a call, 812-343-3035. Tell Brian the Sean B Show sent you, okay? Right here in the Edge Construction building, the Second String Media studio and office, all right? Partnerships, they work, okay? Speaking of partnerships, you need a place to take your dog when you're on vacation, okay? You want to go on summer vacation, trying to have a beach day, all right? A lot of people take their dogs to the beach. Some people don't. When you don't, you need to call Just Like Home Doggy Daycare, okay? Find them on Facebook at Just Like Home Doggy Daycare. Go to the web, justlikehomedoggydaycare.com. Hit up Just Like Home Doggy Daycare. You don't have to worry about where Fido will eat because he's going to eat the food you provide out of the bowl you provide if you choose that. He's going to sleep under the confines of a nice warm roof. You may have to be away, but for your pet, it will be Just Like Home. Again, justlikehomedoggydaycare.com, or go to the Facebook page. Find him. Get that pet sitting in. All right. Braden Lloyd again saying Wrigley is a shithole. Okay, good talk. We already had this discussion. If you're in the 200 level, you're going to fucking, this live chat's got to go. All right, guys, it's been the Sean B Show. It's been a great time. I've had a blast. We will see you on Thursday. So long.